Hey everyone, I'm Chef Dennis, and welcome to Good Day Google Plus. And it makes me a little sad to say it that way because for a lot of times when I said Good Day Google Plus, I was always thinking Good Morning Vietnam. Robin Williams would start that movie when he would start his show, and the passing of Robin Williams was very unexpected and just made me a little sad. For all the times he brought laughter into our lives, that we couldn't help him a little bit, stabilize him. But let's not dwell on bad things. It's a great day to be together on Google Plus, and I have some wonderful people in the film strip today. And let me just run down and say hi to everybody. And we have Zara Altair, and I hope I pronounced that correctly.
You did.
Great, and you're coming to us. Where are you at?
I am in Beaverton, Oregon. I'm just outside of Portland.
Ooh.
And I'm kind of in the woods. I'm on the edge of town, so it's the woods all around. I love it.
Sounds good. I'm in Orlando, loving the sunshine, and you're all the way on the West Coast. I have to make it out there someday.
Yeah, you do. It's really beautiful, and it's so funny because here we are, dog days, and today is actually overcast and cool, but Monday it was 102 degrees Fahrenheit. So
wow.
Yeah, it was warm.
That's dog days.
Yeah, that is dog days.
Definitely. And we have Cheryl Deuce, the better half of the Deuce family, coming to us from Utah, and I love that. Celebrate Bacon Month. Bacon Babe, and you're in your work attire, I see. And
I am in my work attire. I took the day off to do this because I wanted to spend some time and do this hangout, and then they called me this morning. Someone called in sick, so I had to come in and do some surgery. So here I am with my hat, hair, and ready to enjoy the dog days of summer, huh?
Good. Well, I'm glad you could be with us today. Thank you so much for making it, despite of the fact they called you into work.
Yeah.
And of course, next to Cheryl, we have my every other week co-hostess, Maggie Unzueta, and she's joining us today. It's great to see you, Maggie. How you doing this week on the sunny San Diego shore?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm really happy because I have a lot of wine here, like a lot of wine, and I have bacon. So I don't have. So, hold on. So maybe I can kind of do what Cheryl's got going on a little bit. Yeah. So we got to go with me first because this bacon is not going to last.
No problem. Let me just say hi to Charles, and we'll go from that. All right. And today we have a very special guest, and he's coming. Are you at work today, Charles?
Friday is kind of my day for doing all the stuff in my office that doesn't have to do with patients. So, so I worked a little bit this morning, computers, just general stuff. No patients.
See, I was afraid getting you on the show was going to be kind of like pulling teeth, but
oh, hey, that's not right. Come on.
Don't we have a rule against that?
Yeah, they need a rim shot effect.
I've been waiting all week for that one. Let me tell you, my wife will verify that. So, but I'm really happy to have you on, and I'm trying to broaden my perspective, and I'm no longer afraid of the dentist. Thank you.
Woohoo! That's good.
Took a while, but yeah, it's a happy place to be.
Once you find the right one.
It makes a huge difference. Yes, it does.
Yeah, not a problem. I know that's the important. I still am looking for one down in Orlando though, so I'm trying to find a new one for here. I may have to fly back up to Jersey to visit them if I need a cleaning or something. But
oh no, actually, you know what? If you send me a little reminder message later, I know a bunch of people down in that area. I bet you I can find. Yeah, well, online networking through dental forums. I know people. It's funny. I know more dentists around the country and around the world than I do here in Charlotte. So I can almost guarantee I can find you somebody in Orlando.
Sounds great.
Our dental hookup.
Yep.
Very good. Yeah, because I did go the way of the Sonic electric kind of toothbrush.
Oh, good.
A lot. Mm-hmm. My teeth are feeling a lot better, but I know I need a professional cleaning too, so I'm going to get that done.
Good.
So. Maggie start, since we don't want her bacon to go a bad way. She's the one woman with the kind of wine that we all love. It's not the, oh, I want to go out to dinner. It's like crack open a bottle, baby. We're going to have some fun.
So I wanted to pair bacon with wine today, so that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to start with a bacon salad, like a bacon, warm spinach bacon salad. I think we've all seen it on a menu somewhere with a little bit of blue cheese. And you know, when you think about bacon, you kind of think, oh yeah, let's go strong. Let's get something like a Cab or a Zinfandel. And when I think about a salad, that's like the last thing I think about. More, I would go with a rosé. Now, as you can tell, I had a little of this rosé, and it looks dark, but it's actually really pretty and pink. A little rosato. I need Azim in here from Milan. But anyway, so rosato, a little. It's sweet. It's not too citrusy or not too. What is sweet though? But it still has that hint. So when you think salad and bacon, yeah, rosé. Okay, so now let's go move up the scale. Let's say you're having a bacon burger. Bacon burger
with blue cheese.
With blue cheese. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. That's where I would have it. This one's empty. I'm sorry.
This one's empty.
This is empty. I have way too much wine in here, and I couldn't find a Zin, but I really wanted to show a Zinfandel because that's what I would drink it with, or a Cab. I would go with a Cab. But this one's from Truant Four Vines. Oh, wait, I didn't even tell you this one. This is Gooseneck Vineyards, and it's only on the East Coast in like 4 or 5 states. I know they're based out of Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I know New Jersey, New York. I can't remember exactly which ones, but you can always get someone to ship it to you from the other side. That's a little trick. I don't know if you guys knew that, but you could easily find someone who carries a wine that you love, and they don't have it in your state. You can just have them ship it to you. Love that.
Maggie, I just want to update you that some states don't allow wine being shipped in.
Utah doesn't allow it. Shocker, but Utah doesn't allow it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a big shocker there. Yep.
Yeah, I'm never leaving California again. Anyways, okay, so old vine. All right, now I'm going to progress to something a little meatier and stronger with a kick to it. Like maybe, Chef, have you ever had carne asada fries?
No.
What kind of fries?
Carne asada fries. Yeah, mind blown, right? Like that, it just sounds amazing, and it is. When I moved to San Diego, someone said, oh, let's go have some carne asada fries, and I thought they were joking. I'm talking French fries with carne asada, of course, bacon, lots and lots of bacon, guacamole, salsa, sour cream. It's just one of these things, like, you need 3 people to eat it. It's just this huge mountain of just like fatty goodness. Okay. Delicious.
I can feel my cholesterol rising while you talk.
I know, right? But
we're not damaging your teeth. We're not damaging your teeth.
You don't want to kill me, but yeah, my teeth will look good.
Teeth will look real good.
Oh yeah.
It's all
take your blood thinners. Take your blood thinners before you eat it, or drink some red wine. Now this is
right. Yeah.
Yes, you see, this is why you drink wine. Okay, so this is Carr Winery, and this one is full. My boyfriend and I went to Carr Winery in Santa Barbara a couple months ago, and it's such a nice. Oh, you know when you're in the car and you finally get out of the car and you smell a bunch of wine being made. That was just like, it feels so good to be in here with barrels of wine. Anyways, okay, so they make a Cabernet Franc. They have different varietals, but the Cabernet Franc, to me, was one of these things that stuck in my mind, and I haven't opened it. And he bought one too, but yeah, that one's gone. This one, I'm like, don't leave me. Anyways, it has a hint of spice to it. So you can kind of get the spicy notes in there, but it's sweet. Remember, it's wine, so it's not like, don't be afraid of this wine kind of thing. But anyways, okay, carne asada fries, Cabernet Franc. You got a salad, get some rosato or rosé, and everything else with bacon, zin and cap. All right, I'm good. It's
Wow.
bacon time.
You're good.
That was good.
Okay, so I don't want to be outdone by the wine girl. So I brought bacon soda.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, I'm kind of wondering about that. I mean,
bacon.
Is it good? Did you like it?
I have not opened the bottle.
I'd be scared.
I
mean, bacon and soda, but bacon soda? Ooh.
Bacon soda, artificial bacon soda.
Artificial. Okay.
I think it should be like the tequila with the worm, and it should have a piece of bacon in it.
It should, but
Open it, open it, open it.
Yeah, come on, Cheryl, open it. You gotta try
live on HOA.
Yeah, we want to see the face.
Yeah. Soda tasting.
Watch it go
Now we have to watch her face.
Yes, that's what I want.
Yes.
I don't. It is
Make one
pure
for the
cane
team.
sugar. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Add.
You know, cold bacon grease is. I just.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, whoa, there you have it.
That is nasty. That is like beyond nasty.
That was brought to you from Coca-Cola today.
Yeah, I found a bacon thing I won't eat.
Thank you for sacrificing yourself for us.
Yes, thank you, Cheryl.
Brian.
Not in its defense, but you might want to take that to cook down some meat in the slow cooker. Or maybe
Yeah.
Lord.
You know what?
Okay.
A good pork,
Yeah,
pork roast.
sure. That would help.
Hey.
You know.
That'll be dinner tonight.
There you go. There you go. It's they had me until you said artificial. Then you.
Yeah, right. That's when I left too.
That's probably where it's from.
So since we have you, Cheryl, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you were, where you at, and what you're doing, and what you do.
Where I'm at, the thing that's really interesting. It's funny that when you asked me to do this show, I thought, what am I going to say? Because I'm not into marketing. I'm not into SEO. I don't even own a business. And I had someone ask me the other day, "Are you in marketing?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Why Google Plus?" And so I had to think about this. And I finally came up with the answer. I'm on Google Plus because I'm who you're trying to communicate to. I'm who you're marketing to. I am who you're trying to reach. And I can give you I give the feedback. Yes, this is working. Yes, this is touching me. Yes, this is affecting me. But I'm just here to make friends and have fun.
That's a great answer, and that's the truth. We are here to make friends and have fun, and a lot of people forget that. And it's the funniest thing. I got a letter one day asking me to write this article on SEO, and I'm like, "Excuse me?
I'm a chef. Did you see
know
that part of my
who
name?"
I mean, I know a guy that
I know the guy.
I know a guy, but no.
Yeah. It's just it was interesting. It was an interesting question to me, and then I realized I have made a ton of friends. That I love making friends that aren't here. I love saying, yeah, I know someone in Florida. I saw the greatest picture of Spain the other day. A friend of mine shared it. I love that. I've made some what I consider some really deep friendships with Rhonda Green, Carmen Mandich, even David Henry, my Dragon Slayer. Just because I saw them in the audience. My husband's out there too, but I kind of know him a little more than just on Google+.
Yeah, he just said too. I put it up. He's also here to support me. Yeah.
I do. That's why I originally came to Google+. I wanted to understand what it was he was doing. And so I started watching some HOAs, and then I started hooking up with some people. And I made friends online way, way back when internet started. And now I'm going to age and date myself so everyone will know how old I really am. But I've had friends from Philly that I've been friends with for 20-something years, and it's a complete online relationship. We've met in real life a couple of times, but we originally met in some discussion forums. So.
And Google Plus has made our world a lot smaller too, with Hangouts like this, even just private Hangouts where we can jump in. I mean, I can't count the number of times I talked to Nazim over in Milan. He'll just ping me to torture me, showing me the countryside. So.
Yeah. But he's not pinging you; he's pinging me, and he's sending me pictures. I'm like, I hate you.
I hate you.
I know.
I love that.
Yeah, poor guy on a 3-week vacation in the countryside. Oh, couldn't be here.
Well, and I don't think there's any other place you can have such an eclectic group of people that you get along with. I love Charles' photography. I love his photos. But in addition to that, because I learned to love him through his photos, I've gotten to enjoy what he offers as a dentist and share some of those things out. I'm in a lot of parenting groups because, as a lot of people like to point out on Google Plus, I do have 8 children. And so it's... Am I the only one hearing myself echo back?
No, I'm hearing a little bit too.
Okay. Anyway, I just, I found him through his pictures, but then I've gotten to expand and know him better. I found Chef Dennis through his recipes and Maggie through some recipes, but now I know her better. And I don't know anywhere else you can do that, where it's like seemingly something small that brings you to someone, and then this whole world opens up to you.
Yeah, it is an eclectic mix of people here, and the people that are missing out are the ones that don't reach outside of their comfort zone and don't talk to people, with other interests. And I always tell my food bloggers that the last place you want to be is in food blogging forums, because you know those people. Yeah. Get out and explore, make new friends. You have other interests. Everybody's got other interests. So. Otherwise, I wouldn't have met half of you if not. So it's a good thing.
Unless you love bacon.
Bacon is the common bond that brings us together, except for those vegans. I have tried vegan bacon. Not a good thing.
No, I saw somewhere where bacon is the cure for vegetarianism.
That's good.
Oh, that's good. I like that one.
Very good, very good.
Now, do you guys really understand the bacon obsession this month? Because it is National Bacon Day on August 30th. And that's why August is Bacon Month. It's not that I eat, sleep, and breathe bacon. Okay, it might be.
Might be.
But
how much bacon does it take for 8 kids, Cheryl?
2 pounds.
2 pounds.
2 pounds.
Each. No, I'm just kidding.
each time I cook it as a meal, yeah.
Do you do it in the oven?
I do, on a baking sheet.
Good. I was going to say, with that much bacon, frying it is just not a good thing.
No, I do it on a baking sheet.
I hate to tell you, I cheat now, too. I buy that pre-cooked bacon. I love it.
What? Pre-cooked
bacon? When it's just Dennis and I home, it's really nice. You grab a couple pieces, heat them up real quick, and you've got a good sandwich going.
Yeah. Quick, very fast. And I love bacon, and I love the smell of bacon, but I don't want to smell it for the rest of the day.
It does kind of fill up the kitchen a little bit. Yeah.
You just want to smell it while it's cooking.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, you want it to go away.
And then not to have the reminder on my clothes for the rest of the day. I had bacon. Did you have bacon today? Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm craving bacon.
It's like when you go camping and you smell like campfire for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I love the smell of bacon because that's exactly what it reminds me of. Because when I was little, we used to drive all over, and breakfast in the morning, was the bacon over the campfire, and every time I smell bacon, that's what it makes me think of being out camping and the sun coming up and just this whole thing all around bacon. It's just a whole life. It was very adventurous, and once my dad figured out that my mom didn't like camping.
How long did it take?
It took a couple of years. I think it took long enough for my sister, who's 3 years younger, to get, so she could go without my mom. But he used to take the two of us, and we'd just go out and drive and keep driving. And then as, evening was approaching, he'd find some place by the side of the road, and he would put out his cot, and my sister would sleep in the front seat, and I would sleep in the back seat, and that's how we went. I can't imagine doing that now.
No.
No,
It's a really
I don't
different
think that would
world.
work.
It's just a different world to do that kind of adventure, but we went everywhere.
The things that you can't do now. I mean, I remember going camping. We had a camper, and we'd rode in the camper, and
Right.
that was like the best ever. And now
That would be child abuse now.
Yes, it would.
No.
and, I'll have to admit, crawling through the little window from the camper to the cab of the truck was child abuse. Scraped your sides all up.
It really makes you remember that that little meme that goes around every once in a while that says something like, "Thank God I'm over 40. I did all my stupid shit before the internet."
Yeah.
Like,
Cheers to that.
Oh my
pretty
God.
much.
And cell phone cameras.
Yep.
It's
Oh, yeah.
mostly not documented.
Goodness,
Or if it is, you can't really watch it on anything anymore.
Yeah, 8mm.
Uh-huh.
well, in those days we didn't wear seat belts, though. We never.
No seatbelt.
Oh, you carried babies in your lap.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, all of our, or most of our mothers smoked, and we all turned out fairly reasonably well. It just wasn't a problem back then. Now everything's a problem.
Yeah, my favorite was the station wagon with the seat in back that looked out.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And you
that
had
was
to
the
sit there, and
best
the
part.
cars would roll up, and they're
yeah.
staring at you, and you're just like,
Uh-huh. I still remember being covered in luggage in Washington, D.C., though. We were driving up from Texas. My father had to slam on the brakes. I went forward, and everything else went forward, and then they had to dig me. I was like, I think it was 6, and they're digging me out from under the luggage.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
don't tie anything down back then.
No.
No, not anymore. Now,
Yeah, I made my kids watch Family Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Oh.
Oh, I love that movie.
And I said to him, I said, this isn't funny. This was real.
Yeah.
This is how it went down.
Yeah, the reason we thought it was funny was because we remembered it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was me. Right there. We did that.
Did we do that?
I make my son watch old I Love Lucy episodes, and this is like really, really old times, right? So he saw her, dial a telephone, and he said, "Mommy, what's that?"
And you remembered, which made you feel really old right away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
That's right.
I'm really old. My grandmother had the phone where you called the operator, and then the operator connected you with whoever it was that you wanted to talk to.
I had a friend who had a party line.
Growing up, we had.
Party lines were horrible.
Yeah. You had to listen for your ring.
Yeah, you listen for your ring, and Lizzie, get off the phone, Lizzie. This is for me.
Oh my God. We've come a long way.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, it's just
That's
amazing.
funny.
It's just amazing now. And I was reading yesterday. I read so much I can't remember where it was, but it was that the internet is building algorithms so that all the numbers, everything will be attached to a name. So it's going back to having a name attached to a phone number rather than the number, so that people don't have to remember number strings. and
Really?
that's coming, you know. So it'll be like going back, but without the operator.
So, okay, so here's a question for all of you. How many of you remember your childhood phone number?
I do.
I
Do you
do.
do? I do.
Nope.
Only the women?
No.
Women rule.
Yeah, Plateau 3.
I remember that.
0553.
That's funny.
Remember
kinda
when they
makes
had words, you know? But ours
yeah.
was plateau.
Yeah, ours was worth something. I don't know what.
Worth something.
Well, it makes you wonder too. Is like, you know, what are our grandkids going to be saying? They're going to be like,
Oh, I
my
know.
God, yeah, I saw my granddad was talking about. They had these hangouts. You know, and you could only have a certain number of people, and you know, it's like, I mean, just imagine. I mean, this is like so cool and awesome. And like, I've got a 7-year-old, I've got a 19-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And you know, when my 7-year-old's like my age, she's gonna think this was just so primitive. Like, you know,
Yeah.
headphones. What are those? You know, why do you have to stick things in your ear? And
Well, I told him at Google, I just want the chip. Just put the chip in back here. I'm ready for it. I don't want to go through all this nonsense.
No Google Glass, just put the chip in.
Yeah, put the chip in, and it'll scroll. I don't need, you know.
well, the contact lenses, you know, they're coming out with, it'll just be all like right on your eye. I mean, God,
That's bizarre.
yeah.
I don't know if I
My
would go with that
grandmother
one.
died a year ago, not quite a year ago, and she was 94. And you know, I mean, think like when she was born, I mean, God, you know, the Model T was pretty darn awesome. And now when we're talking about contacts that we can see everything on the internet, maybe in a few years, it just boggles the mind.
I mean, if you took your grandmother's date of birth and cataloged all the inventions and things that came along, I mean, the list is
It's long.
expansive
Mm-hmm.
of what happened just in her lifetime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And ours will probably be just as much. I mean,
Yes, I know. I mean, I wonder what I'm going to be like, you know, when my granddaughter, you know, says, you know, Grandma, why don't you try blah, blah, blah? Because I remember when, you know, in the 80s, and computers and stuff, and then, you know, laptops and portable computers came out, and I went to my dad, who had been a ham radio operator and loved connecting with people all over the world, you know, and he had all his cards and everything, and I said, you know, Dad, man, you really need to try this. And he's like, I'm not going to do the computers. Yeah, that was it, you know, and I'm like, you can connect with people all over the world, and you know, and
It's
he
just
was
like
just,
ham
that
radio.
was the line.
Yeah.
That was the line. He wouldn't even think about it. And I'm wondering, you know, am I going to have one of those lines where my granddaughter comes and says, you know, Grandma, you need to try this, and I'm just going, it's too much.
You know what, Zara? I don't picture you ever being like that. I picture you going,
Maybe.
right, what? Okay, bullshit.
Yeah, that's probably me. And I love my granddaughter because, you know, your not only your children but your grandchildren have some of your genes, your own genes inside of them, and all you have to do is say, Eleanor, you ready for an adventure? And she goes, adventure. And I'm like, oh, she got the genes.
Don't ask my kids about adventures, because that usually means we're lost.
Oh.
So my
They go, Mom, we supposed to be there like an hour ago? Oh, we're on an adventure.
Yeah. You
It
know,
took me, the golden spike is, I got to get this right, about an hour and a half from my house. It took us 4.5 hours to get there. But you know, northern Utah is very pretty.
it is very pretty. It's a
Wait a minute.
beautiful adventure.
I thought you were saying women rule, and like, aren't women supposed to be the ones who ask for directions?
No, it's men.
You know what?
In the mythology, it's
was
men.
the dentist not allowing you to stop?
He was not around at that time because Dennis and I are a second marriage.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't. I was a single mom at the time, and I don't know if I want to admit this out loud on a public HOA, but I'm more like a man when it comes to stuff like that. I'm more of the, I can do it. I don't need to read directions. Don't these parts look like they go together?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do that too. I just start doing it, and if I really get stuck, I go, oh, maybe I should read the directions.
Unfortunately, I cook that way too, chef, so don't.
Oh, well.
That's how you come up with new dishes.
That's right.
Or adventurous dishes.
Yeah, adventurous.
Well,
but
that's one way to call it.
I think that's great, Cheryl, about the adventures being lost, because I have this word thing that I did with my kids, and this is the same thing. God, I'm admitting this in public, but you know, we had, when the kids were growing up, there was a big deck in the back of the house, and it looked out over the valley. It was just really beautiful. But anyway, and so when I didn't feel like cooking, I said, okay, we're all going to eat outside, and it's called dining al fresco. and you know, and what that usually meant was kind of rummaging in the refrigerator and you know, looking around and putting stuff together. And then when the kids got a little older, they would go, Mom, can we dine al fresco tonight? And you know, and they'd go and find stuff, and then they go sit out on the desk, the deck. But you know, for them it was not just being out in the open air, but it was like the place where they could go create stuff,
yeah,
you know, and then just take it outside. But for me, it was the place where the food just fell through the cracks of the deck, you know.
There was no cleanup.
There was no cleanup.
Well, part of my classes would always include when I didn't have time to pre-plan anything, and I would take my girls into the walk-in and say, all right, let's see what we have and let's see what we can make. You know, I hadn't thought of anything ahead of time, and I would just show them to think that way. And because there's days when you just got to throw something together. It doesn't mean it has to be terrible. So you just have to think outside the box.
That's the way.
I think that's a great lesson.
Yeah, growing up, that was like with my parents. Both my parents loved to cook, but my mom is definitely a you know, by the recipe. She loves to have recipes in front of her, and as long as she's got a recipe, she's fine. But my dad was always the kind who would, you know, like if things were running late or whatever, he would just look in the fridge, look in the pantry, and he would just make up something. And yeah, I mean, he had a chemistry background, so I guess somehow he used that. Like it was like a chemical experiment. This smell goes with this smell, or this, you know, this taste. You know, he could remember that this taste goes with this, and he would just toss stuff together, and that was the thing. Like, you know, if Mom was cooking, then it was going to be a real meal. If Dad was going to cook, then who knew what we were going to come up with? It was usually pretty good. It worked out well, of course, because that way, whenever we had leftovers, they were pretty good leftovers.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so when I started cooking, I started more like my mom, and you know, nowadays, like with my older daughter gets really irritated when she asks me what's for dinner, because I just say, I don't know, I'm going to make it up as I go along. And she's like, oh, great, that one again.
Oh, great.
Some people have problems with that.
I'm gonna interject here. So the FedEx guy just knocked on my door like bam, bam, bam. And I'm thinking, oh my God, there's a fire going on, right? Then I looked over. I was like, oh, it's a FedEx guy. Okay, so wine blogger over here, right? You have to be 21 and over in order for them and to sign. So you have to be there, and it has to be at your, like, you can't leave it at your neighbors or anything. You have to be there. So when I saw it was a FedEx, I was like, oh my goodness, stop everything. I need to get my wine.
I need my wine.
So they just sent me some wine. I actually don't know who sent me this, but hey, I got a rosé. I was just talking about a rosé and something else. Oh, a Sauvignon Blanc. So Arrogant Frog Sauvignon Blanc. This is my life, people.
Okay, how do I get your
wine, beach. I'm on an island. Life is
Yeah,
worth it.
How to get your gig of having people just send me wines.
Oh, whoa! What is this?
It's like a dental tool.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
No, but yeah, this is my life. Yeah, and then I have to write about it, and take pictures, and make it look pretty. So I have a lot of wine sitting in front of me.
Well, you don't have a problem.
Anyone want and bacon? Anyone want to join me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Oh,
That's
gotta
funny.
love it. We got some great comments too. I want to throw some of them up here. Kristen Hancock saying, Zara Altair, I am laughing hard. My girls have just eaten outside al fresco. Gotta love it. Carmen Mandich is here, Spice and Life. And of course, Dennis Deuce saying that, Cheryl, you should have gone east when you should have gone west, or you went east when you should have
Yeah,
gone.
I actually went over a whole mountain and had to go around it.
That's hard to miss. Not for nothing.
But I did find the malto meal factory.
Cool.
A multi-meal factory, wow.
And I love this. Maggie had put this up earlier. Mark Barris, I just dialed my childhood phone number, and it's a pizza place. They asked if I wanted home delivery, and I said I'd be right there. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Oh, no, great.
I've never tried calling mine. I'll have to call it.
Absolutely. Kathleen's in the house. Candy's here. She's talking about they have a lot of hand sanitizer everywhere in Japan. Mark had asked about, remember the days when there wasn't hand sanitizer.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Carmen lived in...
My sister's a hand sanitizer addict.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
she buys it in cases.
I remember hearing when somebody, talked, being in the food industry, we're always looking at sanitation, and I read or heard someone speak saying that just soap and water gets rid of about 99%
Yeah, it really
of
does.
the germs if you use it. And then the sanitizer gets rid of 99%. So you still got that 1%. If it was a different 1%, you'd be cool because then one would overlap. But I'm getting the feeling it's that same 1%.
It's the same 1%, and the thing is, the other myth is people think you have to have hot water because hot apparently kills more germs, but the water would have to be 272 degrees.
Yeah.
You're not going to wash your hands with
no
that.
idea.
Yeah.
So washing your hands in cold water with soap is just as effective.
It's the soap, and it's how long do you have to wash your hands for, too.
Yes.
That's the other thing. We were always told you have to sing Happy Birthday. That's how long you need to be washing your hands.
About 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And nobody ever does that. It's 5-10 seconds. You rinse them off, and you're good to go. So
I think my 7-year-old can get it down to 2. He's like, okay, done. I'm done. See?
So why is
There's dirt coming down here.
well, I had a friend that and we'd always talk about that. We go to the bathroom and said, didn't your mother teach you to wash your hands after you went to the bathroom? She said, no, she taught me not to pee on my hands. So.
Oh, my God.
I guess we can't go there. But as a dentist, you must be very sanitary, aren't you, Charles?
Yeah, you kind of have to
hang
be.
your personal... Oh, okay. So Carmen Mandich is saying this is to hang my purse.
On the edge of the table.
Oh, I've seen this. I know what this is.
Yeah, those are those purse hooks to keep your purses off
It's
the
a
floor.
purse hook. Oh, purse there. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
So when you're in a drunken stupor from all the wine,
At 10 in the morning.
I love it. Although if you're that drunk, you may find other uses for it too. So guess what this is. So Charles, let's get back to sanitary hands and stuff.
I don't know. The other one that sounded like it was going a lot more fun places. But yeah, probably can't go there live.
Quick question though. Advances in dentistry. I mean, not that you're here. I got you. What do you think is the most important thing that's happened over the past few years that's changed? Because I like I said, dentists for me have changed. I don't think it's just me that's changed, but the experience has changed.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, I mean, probably the biggest thing is just more and more dentists are finally getting into technology. Medicine, I think, and probably it had to do with cost a lot. I mean, medicine, typically you've got big medical groups, so they've got a lot more money at their disposal for buying all this, this big equipment, which is of course ungodly expensive. But for dentists, since we're almost all small businessmen, as technology came along and the early adopters, I mean, that stuff's really expensive, and so people, my colleagues were really hesitant to just like jump in and say, oh, well, let me buy this. Well, now it's like, CAD cam, make a crown right in our office, or lasers. This stuff is still expensive, but it's finally getting more in reach, so doctors aren't like, oh my God, how am I going to pay for that? I mean, it's still expensive. I mean, the amount of money that I've spent on equipment in the last few years, yeah, I try not to think about it too much, actually, and my wife really doesn't like to, but because she's like, you've got enough toys, no more toys for you. I'm like, oh, but I want one more in this one, and it's only, and she just, and I've learned that at least for a while, I really have to just hold off because, number one, I want to stay married, and number two, I want to stay alive. And unfortunately, the last couple things I want to get are so expensive that if I were to ask for them anytime soon, I would be either not married or not alive. And if it were the not alive, all she would have to do is stand in front of the jury and tell them everything, and she would get off scot-free. So I'm holding off for a while, just trying to pay everything off. But I mean, that dentistry, it's changed. Technology, I said lasers. I think that's really cool. We do a lot of like fillings, no shot, no drill, no pain. People love that. There's microscopes, which helps keep my back and neck in good shape. I said CAD cam, being able to make crowns right in our office, stuff like that.
That's my most favorite.
Yeah.
Is the crown instantly, because you take off time to go in the first place, and then you've got to come back for another hour appointment. You just, to save me that time is huge.
Oh, it is. People love it. I mean, you come in, you need a crown. When you leave, it's done. No temporary. You don't have to worry about it falling off and being sensitive or anything. I mean, it's done. So that's, God, technology is making it easier, faster, more comfortable, less scary. So it's a lot more fun to be a dentist. I mean, yeah, we do still get all the, oh, no offense, doc, I hate the dentist. I mean, I'm sure it probably don't get, in the chef's world, you probably don't get too many people kind of say, no offense, chef, I'm just scared that you're going to cut my hand off with that big chef's knife. But yeah, I mean, I got to admit, I love my job. I'm a tech geek. So I love all this technology. Cheryl mentioned my photography. I've actually got a bit of a reputation in the dental world as knowledgeable about dental photography. I mean, I've got 90,000 photos of the work that I've done over the last 10 years.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I take huge numbers of photos. Now, there's other people who take more than I do. But, so yeah, I mean, it's technology makes things just so much easier. It's not as scary, and so the hard part actually these days is, of course, honestly, is marketing. I mean, that's kind of like why I even got onto Google Plus, was because I was thinking, well, all right, well, it's part of Google. I'd been doing all my own websites and SEO, and I was like, all right, well, Google, I got to be on this. And so I came in, really early. And so now it's kind of weird. Now I've got a reputation now as Dr. Google Plus. I'm like the Google Plus dentist expert. So I can't believe I'm actually starting my own HOA series in just a couple weeks. I'm like excited and scared out of my mind. 2 weeks ago, I was trying to like cut back on things. I was like, too many projects, overwhelmed, too much, cut back. And a week later, I'm like more committed than I was before. Okay. Well, I don't know how it happened, but it did, and so who knows where it's going to go.
So what is the name of your new HOA that's going to be starting?
I think it's going to be like the Google Plus Primer for Dentists.
Okay.
All right.
So I've got Stefan Hovnanian, Lee Smallwood, John Dietrich, let's see, Christine DeGraff, Martin Shervington. So I'm going to get all these people are going to be coming on and just get I can't believe I've got like probably I think at least 50 people, 50 like dental people interested, and so this could, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's going to turn into a weekly thing like you guys, Chef, or if this is going to be like a, do this little series and then it's done. I don't know, but heck, I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah, just have fun.
Just have fun doing it and see where it goes.
Sometimes it's good to start out with a series like you're doing, and if it seems like it's run its course, move on to something else. Might lead into another area. So I think it's great that you're getting started, and if I can help in any way, don't hesitate to call.
Oh, you bet I will.
Love it. I'm always happy to see people starting new shows on Google Plus. It's just it just shows how much we're progressing. People keep saying, "Oh, it's a ghost town," and yeah.
Well, that's why I decided to do this, because I mean, the way it got started was on a Facebook dental marketing group. Because most dentists, even some people that I know who are like really big into websites and optimization, and they're like, oh no, Google Plus, forget about it. And I was like, you should know better, and they don't. And so I just asked this group. It started with just me asking a simple question: who might be interested in me doing a 1 hour hangout? It'd be nice to have at least like 10 people, to make it worth doing a presentation. It's gonna take some work. Well, and 4 hours later, I had 40 people. Okay, well, that's a little more than I thought. Okay, cool. So let me ask these other people. Maybe they would like to come on the show and get a couple people. But I was like, I'm just a dentist. I'm no guru or anything like that. So I sent out a message to all these people. I said, hey, would a couple of you like to come on my show and be guest presenters? And like 2 hours later, all of them had said yes. I was like,
so now you have 7 shows.
Oh, great! Now I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? And so it's just literally in 48 hours we went from nothing to this whole 8 or 10 week series. Like, cool. Wow. So
you'll be a pro at the end of that, so don't worry. Then you can move on. I saw this question and I wanted to ask it too. Do dentists get trained at college to ask questions when the patient has a drill in his mouth?
Oh yeah, it's a full course, and we get actual language classes so that we can understand it.
It's the language, because how do you understand the answer?
Oh, sure. Yeah, this is going to be done in about 15 more minutes. I know, it's no fun.
That's the scary part, is you always understand us.
Yeah. I don't know how, but sometimes after a while you just kind of, oh yeah, okay, sure, 10 more minutes.
Well, I'm telling you, I love the times where you forget to go in for your cleanings, and every now and then there's a few years in between cleanings. And my last dental technician, it hasn't been that long now, but I keep wanting to ask when she was scraping my teeth, is it safe? That's what I'm waiting to hear out of her mouth next. Is it safe? And I don't know if any of you get that reference from the movie, but the Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while.
Safe.
It's been a while.
Safe. Yeah, my favorite question that they always ask is, do you floss? And it's like, you can tell. You can tell. Look at my teeth. No, I don't.
Well, who was it, Jeff Foxworthy or one of those says, Doc, why do you make me lie to you each time I come in?
Yeah, I just tell them flat out. They're like, no one ever says no. I go, well, I do like for the week before I come in.
There's that meme that goes around sometimes, like was it richest man in the world or whatever? It's like, do I brush my teeth all the time? No, but when I do, it's the week before my cleaning. I want to get that. I need to find I want to get it like printed out really big and put it in our hygienist room. So,
that's a good one.
I think that'd be
I'm a ritual brusher, but flossing is.
Most people
I finally
don't.
bought this. So I figured that was better than nothing.
Yes, it is.
My dentist tells me they're not the best, but
it is better than nothing. Absolutely.
Better than nothing.
Well, I love my electric one. My wife won't use it because of the noise, but I love it. It's like it's fun to use. Gets my gums in shape and everything.
The Sonic is supposed to be the best.
The Sonic toothbrush.
Oh, I love mine. I've been using it for 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, they are, but we have there's another part that goes at my house because I have 2 kitties, and they're Maine Coons, so they have long lots of fur, and so they get brushed every day. And they know that they're going to get brushed right after I brush my teeth. So as soon as the toothbrush starts, and I'm standing there, and the kitty's like, boom, they're right there. They're like, okay, who gets brushed first?
Oh, wow.
They like their brushing, huh?
So I call it brushing time. Everybody gets brushed.
I do it with my daughter, but yeah, my dogs, oh God, they do not like getting their teeth brushed.
Do you have the little finger toothbrush for your dog?
No, I gotta admit, I've kind of gave up on it. I mean, one of my dogs, she's a Shepherd Chow mix. I mean, she's had gum disease for years. I mean, she's 14 now, but I mean, trying to get anything near her, I mean, trying to like trim her nails, she doesn't even like being brushed. She doesn't like, it's just let her go.
I'm a firm believer that's what vets are for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Except that
like, you need a trim. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, people say that we're expensive. Oh my gosh, when I take my dog to the vet, but of course they have to get put to sleep and stuff. We don't put people to sleep for cleaning. So
I found the little finger toothbrush was acceptable. Everything else that I tried didn't work on my dog. And then with the toes, I freak out about clipping. I just don't want to clip.
Yeah, too far.
I'm gonna cut too short. So I got a wood file at the hardware store. One of those long, slim. I don't have it here, but and we had puppy toe time, and he liked it. He thought it was fun, because
my dogs
we would cuddle up together, and I'd do his feet with it because it didn't make any sound because the puppy school that we went to, they said, get the Dremel, and you go, gee, 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 gee.
I tried that on my dog.
And he freaked out. Oh, my God, that was,
my problem with Wallaby is he's ticklish. When you
well,
it's beyond skittish. It is ticklish.
Wow.
And he's 125, 130 pounds, so because he's a Great Dane.
Right.
And there is no holding him down.
No.
So trust me, that's what the vet's for.
Yeah, but I found that the file. I thought about it, because he was freaking out about the Dremel and stuff, and I thought about when I had goats, I used to use a wood rasp on their hoofs instead of cutting. Same reason I didn't want to cut too quick, so I would just use a wood rasp, and the little shavings would come off, and I went, wow, maybe I can just use one of those little fine wood files, because they come in different, I don't know the tool speak, but different, the different finenesses of, I got a pretty fine one, and then I would just use it on his toenails, and that way, it didn't tickle, Cheryl. And you also weren't grabbing and trying to cut the thing while they're fighting you, Yeah.
Well, I know about brushing the dog's teeth. I never had a problem with that. It was the flossing that always got me.
Oh, no, I never went that far with the dogs.
Yeah, I've never even I'm probably not getting my 7-year-old daughter to floss, honestly. That's actually, I've got this new little series on my blog called Kids Tooth Tips. And so just do like a picture and a couple little points about it and stuff. And I've got to get a picture of I've got to get a picture of Elizabeth like flossing, but getting her to floss, it's like pulling teeth. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm kind of lucky because her teeth. She actually got my teeth, unfortunately, which means many years of braces ahead for the poor girl. So her teeth right now actually are pretty spread out, so flossing doesn't help a whole lot. I'm kind of lucky on that, but yeah, it's.
Have you tried the little thing that she can hold? It's like a.
That's the next thing we're gonna try because the other stuff.
She'll have more control over it than trying to do this.
Yeah, mostly I just make sure she does a really good. We've got like one of the little Barbie or Little Mermaid electric toothbrushes. I don't remember one. And I mean, those things are great for kids. Oh, those are so good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I have Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
There was
that yours or your son's?
It's his.
Oh, well, this has been fun. We've had a really great get together today and a lot of nice conversation. But we're going to go down the panel. We're getting close to time, and I'm going to ask you all to share where everyone can find you. If you have any projects coming up, anything you'd like to say before we sign off for the day. So I'm going to start right next to me, and Zara. Is there anything? Where can everyone find you? Or I know you have a show. What's up for you next?
Oh yeah, I have a show on Wednesdays. The Midweek Zap, and it's to help people learn about getting better skills on the web marketing, and especially tailored toward Google Plus, of course. And then I also have a blog at Actation Now, and I am working on a book. I have no publication date yet, but it's there. It's coming along. So yes, come to the show if you want to learn more about being online, your presence, and Google Plus.
Nice.
Very cool.
And Cheryl, where can we find you? Have anything going on besides just being a regular person on Google Plus?
I'm actually going to be on the Plus Word game show tonight.
Woohoo!
10 Eastern. Let me see if I can get these right. 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, and 7 Pacific. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Right. So I'm going to be on that. I'm a little concerned. I had a good showing in the comment section, but you know when you're live on camera and you've got to come up with that, I'm a little nervous. But I'm going to do that. Other than that, I am just around the plus, supporting my friends and helping you guys get your word out. I share a lot of what I get here other places. So
That's
I'm
a good
here.
thing. Sounds good. And Maggie, what's the future hold for you besides drinking wine?
And eating bacon.
And eating bacon, yeah, eating and drinking. That's my life, and that's my blog in my mommandmaggie'skitchen.com. I also have a wine tour that's coming up in October, so that's really exciting. God, there's so much going on. Just follow my blog; you'll see everything that's happening, or tweet me, or ping me on G+. I'm always around. Always around.
And we're thankful for that. Thanks so much.
Yes.
And Charles, and what's up for you? Besides, you got your show coming, and when is that starting?
That will be starting Saturday, September 6th. So obviously, in being in dentistry, it's kind of hard to do anything during the week, that's like one of the things. Sometimes I feel like my day job kind of gets in the way of spending as much time on Google Plus as I'd like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so of course anybody of course can watch, but it's going to be geared towards dentists, of course. My practice website, smilesbypayet.com. I have another website that's kind of getting revived a little bit, dentaldigitalphotography.com. That's kind of ignored that for a little while, but bringing it back. And then I have a personal log, or a personal website, Chip's Personal Log, Star Trek, Captain's Personal Log, but Chip's Personal Log. And then I'm around Google Plus a lot. So just lots of stuff going on right now. Just trying to stay busy. So and taking care of my wife, 2 daughters, 2 dogs. Yeah.
So is your show going to be geared just towards dentists, or would normal people enjoy it too?
Well, I think almost anybody would enjoy it who wants to learn about Google Plus. I mean, anybody who's new. Yeah. It's certainly, of course, some of it's going to be geared specifically towards what dentists need, because dentists are basically totally clueless about it. But anybody who wants to just get the basics, obviously with the people that I'm having on, there's going to be a lot of good stuff that they can learn. Yeah.
Sure. So it's going to be a good way for beginners to get their feet wet too. So that'll be a good place to send people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Very good. So we'll keep that in mind. We can send all of our newbies there to watch a show.
Well, that'd be great.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming today. It's always a great day on Google Plus when you get to spend time with your friends and talk. And thanks for stopping by. And we will see you all soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.